What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg Miller, and we are still doing the E3 2014 live show at IGN. And remember last time when I said Far Cry 4 was next? I lied to your face. That's how little you mean to me. No, instead the crew came by. Julie and Andy, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Oh
Pleasure.
my gosh! Now, I'm stoked. We've talked about this before. I enjoy your game quite a bit. Everything about it is exciting. Did you screw it up yet?
Not yet.
Thank goodness. All right, let's see some of it here.
We've pushed it back, obviously. At the same time as Watch Dogs, there was that big announcement. But the extra time, honestly, a blessing. It's allowed us to really refine what we had, push certain things like we showed this time-lapse trailer of 4 cars driving cross-country Miami to LA. That sort of thing, those sort of races, and that's a 2.5-hour race, we've been able to push those into the game too.
What I talked about on the post-show after you guys showed that trailer is that I'm going to recreate that when I get the game, but I guarantee most of it will be careening into other cars, grinding on the rails, not exploding, restarting.
It's funny because I've been talking about this a lot, but we didn't have time to do a super slick trailer this year or a CGI trailer. All we had was the best asset possible, which is the game.
So we took. Don't apologize for that. Come on, I want to see the game. That's what everybody wants.
I think that's what everybody wants. I think people got a little tired of seeing CGI or cinematics.
Right.
So we really wanted to focus on gameplay. And in fact, we're pretty much everywhere playable on all of the stands. Sorry, there was Yanis, the CEO of Montreal, who started pulling his tongue out at me.
Oh, yeah, he'll do that.
Yeah.
CEOs.
And
E3's too casual.
Don't go there. So we've been pushing those type of things, and the best asset that we have, definitely the game.
I mean, the game's beautiful. Andy, you had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, it's been a fun mission, you know, and trying to fill that world. It's huge.
Yeah.
The whole of the United States, and filling that with fun activities. It's been tremendous.
Well,
really great.
That's got to be fun creating all the different assets and stuff for the game, right? Because the United States is the greatest country in the world. It looks incredibly diverse, anywhere, depending on where you are.
That's the thing. It's the variety that counts.
Right.
And, this footage that we're seeing now, we're seeing footage of people in Los Angeles, California, driving race cars along the Hollywood Hills. We're seeing people drive in the bayou in off-road vehicles. That's the kind of diversity that makes this game unique. It's off-road, it's on-road, it's completely crazy off-road takedowns, that type of thing. And we've opened up the doors to the studio. And mostly people have been telling us this is incredibly fun.
Yeah, so I mean, like, the story I always tell you, right, is that I've played it at other events, played it again at PlayStation 4 event, I've been around with the game, and what I love about it is I'm not a racing guy. I'm really not. But I loved Burnout, right?
Yeah.
Burnout was like, go explore, do whatever. And you're taking that and you're mashing it up with an RPG where, the car or my personality is that, where I go and I do this and it's like, oh, you've leveled up and you get this and this bonus comes. But then there's also the fact of having, your crew and like rolling around and doing different things. It's like
the multiplayer side of things as well.
Like you're getting it in a fun way that reminds me of like what I loved about Smuggler's Run when PS2 first came out, right?
Well, I've said this before, but the Raid spec, which is this kind of customization, is our love letter to Rockstar and Smuggler's Run.
Yeah.
Because we love that game.
Yeah.
And, you can take it in snow-capped mountains, you can do it in national parks, you can do it in Monument Valley.
Yeah.
There are lots of different ambiences to drive through there. So we're trying to do something that will be the only game that you need if you like racing games on this generation of consoles.
Damn, those are bold words. You got like 2 other racing games right around you.
I know, and they're really good as well, but don't tell them that.
I won't tell them. No, you didn't say anything. You talked a lot of trash about them. No, don't worry.
Are you kidding? The competition is insane.
Yeah.
I think this is the toughest competition of any genre.
Sure.
But if you're going to take on that competition, the whole of the USA, customizations to explore every single inch of it, and a completely seamless online world, it's a pretty good formula to be able to do that.
There's some good things to put on your bullet list of what's happening when you come around. So then, right now, as you move towards getting it out, this is to be edited.
I saw that. That was awesome. That's actually part of our game. That's a new feature that we have. It's the editing feature.
As you run up now, you know, you took a little bit extra time to get the game to where you wanted it to be. Now you're getting down to the final weeks of being able to work on it. What are you doing to the game?
So we've really done something which was unique to me, at least, is opening up the doors to the studio, getting fan feedback, consumer feedback, hardcore fanatics to come in and play the game. And they're suggesting little things that we can do that'll bring a lot of pleasure to them. Just one example is we had this hardcore Test Drive Unlimited fan come in, and he's driving around, and he's got lots of tags in the world for different skills and missions, and he's got, you know, the story reminders popping up, and he's like, I don't care about any of this. Can we find a way to turn it all off? And we put in a feature, turned it all off, and he spent 3 days just driving around the States. No challenges, just enjoying the drive.
Wow.
So it's an easy fix for us.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to use it. I think 1% of people who buy the game and play the game are going to use it. But it's there, and some people will really get a kick out of it. Another thing that we're doing, and this is essential for any online game, is open it up to beta testing.
Yeah.
Beta testing.
Beta.
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 The year of the beta.
And that's July 23rd, we open that up on PC. But if you want to register now, you can do that on thecrewgame.com.
Should probably let me do it on consoles.
We haven't announced anything yet, and it's a little touch and go because it's a lot more difficult than on PC. But I'd love to do that.
Okay.
At home, I've got a PS4. I just want to play it on PS4, and Reflections is in charge of that.
Yeah. Get on it.
Yeah. All right. Hang on, I'll call the guys now. Can you finish that off? Yeah.
So then, what is the relationship? I mean, in terms of what you guys do for the game.
Well, we never really go into the specifics.
You can go into the specifics. Greg's a friend.
You know,
It's just between friends.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of.
Nobody else.
We're in with all of the missions. You know, part of the mission design. We're sharing a lot of that. We're doing a lot of the PvP together. And one of the things that we kind of took point on was the skills. You know, we need thousands of activities in the world to keep you occupied, and the skills kind of test your driving skill in 8 different categories. You know, so it's about maintaining a top speed. It's also one of the really cool asynchronous multiplayer options that we have, because, you know, most people, we're getting a little older, we don't have as much game time. A lot of my friends are off, they've had children, and now 5 nights a week is now down to 1 night a week.
Right.
Man Tuesday, we call it, where we all sit around playing.
Where Dad disappears and is off the map.
So you really need that kind of stuff. You need that kind of instant challenge that you can, you know, lay down some really cool ghost data and then hit your friends up with it and say, can you beat this? And keep that rivalry going between
That's one of the
sessions.
things I'm the most excited for, right? Is like, you were talking about earlier, like the guy who just wants to turn off all the stuff, right? When I was doing the demos and I was getting my butt kicked in the missions, then there was just like the little challenges, right? Of like, go like the ski pole kind of challenge, right?
That's it. So that's what Andy was talking about. The approach that we've had is to have gameplay loops for absolutely every type of investment of time that you have.
Yeah.
You've got 15 minutes. You can choose to do 15 skills. They're 30, 40, 50-second challenges, from slaloms to precision, where the gates get closer and closer, to hill climb, where you have a stake at the top of a hill and it's a mad dash to the top with bonuses popping up. So really fun little arcade experiences.
Yeah.
Immediately replayable. Trials, big reference for us there.
Yeah, of course.
And if you've got a little bit longer, actually doing some story missions, either solo or cooperatively, that's the way to go. And there, you know, you've got a lot of variety, from takedowns to getaways against cops to circuit races to checkpoint races, with all of the different driving styles that we've already revealed. So it's a lot of variety.
When you talk about the variety, was that hard to come up with? Like, I mean, for getting smaller, doing this, it seems like coming up with bite-sized challenges. I mean, I've said it before, I'm not the brightest bulb in this hardware store. So for me, it's like, okay, like I would be like, there's a race, and there's a shorter race, and hit that guy. And then the challenges I've come up with.
You know what? The real quality that we have is because we've got this huge map.
Yeah.
The diversity that we put in the map immediately creates a lot of variety. Because a takedown mission in city streets is going to be fundamentally different from a takedown mission
out in the great wide open, right?
Exactly.
Like right here, you're racing off road. Like
absolutely. So the terrain defines the differences that you're going to have. Plus, you know, the different customizations, off-road, on-road, or circuit, that's another modifier. So,
Sure.
you know, if you build that into a table, you've got a lot of variety there.
Good point. What are we seeing right here? Where are we racing through?
Yosemite Natural Park.
I thought so. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to guess.
It's still pretty crazy. It still
Yeah.
jumps and going through trees.
Sure.
Going through
And-
rivers as well, which is pretty awesome. You know, just keep driving a car straight
Absolutely.
through it.
And, you know, our game, the visuals have improved since last year, and they're going to continue getting refined as we get more power out of the PS4, the Xbox One.
Right. Has that been hard? I mean, like, you know, you guys started when the systems were still like ideas pretty much, right? And so now that they're finalized out in the wild?
I'm no engineer, but I can hazard a guess.
Okay.
I think a blank piece of paper is never as cool as a concrete framework within which to work. So as soon as the specs got, you know, really defined,
Yeah.
then you can work out ways to really get the most out of the machine.
It looks great. I keep saying that, but I think because it looks so good, it has to be said, right? And this is just a normal race we're seeing here?
That's actually a PvP race.
Okay.
So this is something that we're demonstrating on the Ubisoft booth, is player versus player. So we've talked about the story missions, and there are about 80 story missions.
Sure.
And PvP is on top of that, and that's pure competition.
Okay.
Either individually, one against another, or crew versus crew. And we're doing crew versus crew. We're pitting 2 teams of 4 against each other.
Okay.
Getting them to hate each other for t-shirts. It's awesome.
Awesome, yeah.
Awesome.
It's
Just
E3's bringing fans together.
That's right.
It's also a slightly different take on a traditional team race because it's actually, we're rewarding the crew that's most successful.
Yeah.
So it's not just one guy finishing, it's how well your crew performs overall. So there's a lot of competition going on those booths today.
That's right.
Well, you guys know I love you. But I kind of hate you, because every time I talk to you, all I want to do is go play the crew.
I know.
When is it finally coming out?
So that's coming out November 11th on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
All right, I guess I can wait that long. Thank you so much for coming and showing us.
Thanks a
There's a
lot.
handshake. There's
Thanks
another
a lot,
one.
man.
Have a great show. Ladies and
Thank
gentlemen,
you.
I hope you are enjoying this show. It's not ending anytime soon, kind of. Right now, it's time for another demo. And I believe, for real, it's Far Cry 4 for real this time. I promise you will not come back and find the crew talking about the crew again.
What? That's not what you told me just before.
Shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, Far Cry 4 is right around the corner, so don't go anywhere.